Good morning. I'm April Bowling, Chair of the San Diego County Regional Airport Authority. Thank you for joining me and my fellow board members who are here today, Councilmember Mark Kersey, Councilmember Mark West, Joanna Scavone, and Paul Robinson. In addition to the board members who are here today, thank you for also joining the employees of the Airport Authority and our airline partners for this very special announcement. Some of our guests, and you'll be hearing from them shortly, are Mayor Kevin Faulconer, San Diego Metropolitan Transit System Board Chair Georgette Gomez, Anthony Gregory, Southwest Airlines Vice President of Ground Operations, and Kim Becker, Airport CEO and President. The Airport Authority believes in a strong connection to the region's transportation system. We believe it's extremely important for our passengers and the overall traffic circulation in and around the airport. We recognize that planning and paying for transportation improvements is a complex process that requires collaboration and coordination among various agencies. With respect to the planning side, the Airport Authority is currently working with our regional partners, including SANDAG, the City of San Diego, the Port of San Diego, the military, Caltrans, and MTS, on potential transportation and transit connection improvements to the airport. And in that regard, over the last several months, we've made great strides toward collaboration with these regional partners, as well as the airlines that fly out of San Diego International. So with the planning moving along, today's announcement has to do with paying for the improvements because it takes money to make plans a reality. Many of you may not know that the airlines are our tenants and that we have agreements with them that must be periodically negotiated. These multiple-year agreements set rates and charges and in turn fund the ability of the airport to manage its operations. Today, I am thrilled to announce that the Airport Authority has reached a new 10-year agreement with its airline partners. This ensures the Airport Authority is adequately funded to manage our operating and capital environment. The new agreement makes it possible for the Airport Authority to be truly a partner, both in planning, but also financially contributing to real solutions to transit and transportation challenges that face the area around the airport. This includes helping to alleviate congestion in and around the airport. Under the terms of this agreement, the Airport Authority, with airline support, will have the ability to contribute over $500 million for FAA-approved transportation, transit, and access improvements on and off airport property made in conjunction with our regional partners. For the airport, there are actually several reasons why this new agreement is so positive. First, the agreement defines the relationship between the Airport Authority and our partner airlines. In addition to agreed upon amounts to be paid for use of facilities, it covers many other rights and obligations of the parties. Keep in mind that the airlines are a major source of income to the airport. The Airport Authority does not levy taxes. We are not a line item in the state budget. We're not a line item in the city budget. Airport revenue comes from rates and fees charged to our airport tenants, from fees charged to businesses that use the airport property, and a small amount from federal grants that we receive through application processes. For us, this agreement provides certainty. Second, the agreement addresses the unprecedented major air passenger growth that has flowed through San Diego International Airport in the last 5 years and the significant passenger growth we are expecting to continue. Air passenger growth will occur regardless of whether or not Terminal 1 is replaced. That is counterintuitive and I think misunderstood by many. Here in San Diego, we have one runway. The FAA establishes the operating requirements for the traffic in the skies, in other words, how many planes can land and take off. And with just one runway, there are limitations on the amount of traffic that we can accept. So a replacement terminal does not add capacity. That said, the condition of Terminal 1 is not lost on anyone. And what we want is for a new terminal that will create the kind of customer experience that we deserve here in San Diego. And it's for our own residents, it's for the people who are coming here as visitors, and it's for the business travelers. The funding made available through the new agreement with the airlines will help fund the airport's share of transportation and transit solutions that are ultimately agreed upon with our regional partners. However, in order for this to proceed, this is, of course, being done in conjunction with the overall airport development plan. So here to explain the highlights of the airline agreement is Kim Becker, our president and CEO.
Thank you, April. Make sure I don't fall in the hole there. I want to set a little bit more context and go into a little bit more detail on what this wonderful and exciting announcement means to the region. Airline pre-approval for spending of this nature and of this magnitude really demonstrates our airline partners' understanding of the importance of transportation and transit improvements to our community. It also demonstrates the airline's commitments to our region, and that's very important. While the specific improvements are still being developed and planned, and they have not yet been approved, the agreement ensures that there will be substantial funding for those improvements should the Airport Authority and our regional partners determine what's best and how they move forward. These contributions of over $500 million could help fund the following projects if approved. $350 million for on and potential off-airport transit and transportation improvements in conjunction with our regional partners. Now, we've all agreed that no one can do it alone. We all have to come together to the table. So this agreement will allow the Airport Authority to contribute up to this amount, $350 million, when third parties, such as our regional transportation partners, or even through federal grants and state grants, also contribute funds for off-airport transportation and transit projects. And as you're aware, we have space set aside for a transit station that is included as part of the current airport development plan. This funding could also pay for this new transit station on airport property that could connect to a regional transit and rail system. An additional $165 million, totally 100% paid for, funded by the Airport Authority and the airlines, could also be used for multimodal mobility corridor improvements also contemplated in our airport development plan. And if approved, it might include things like an on-airport roadway, inbound airport access roadway, adjacent to Harbor Drive, and a bicycle path. The roadway would connect Laurel Street directly to the airport with no traffic lights. This would remove an estimated 45,000 cars off of Harbor Drive each and every day. It also includes a right-of-way for future outbound lanes. Additionally, the multimodal mobility corridor improvements could free up space on Harbor Drive for potential rapid bus or light rail transit opportunities that could serve not only the airport, but also Harbor Island redevelopment projects being considered by our partners at the Port Authority. The airport development plan also includes projects that provide better connections for transit users, bicyclists, and pedestrians. These include things like a new all-electric shuttle service to and from the Old Town Transit Center, upgraded transit amenities at the new Terminal 1 curb front, such as bus shelters, information kiosks, and electronic next arrival signs, a new multi-use walking and biking path along North Harbor Drive, and when needed, the Airport Authority will seek FAA approval for possible off-airport transportation and transit projects, similar to what we've done in the past. We've made improvements along Harbor Drive, and we're currently making improvements to the tune of about $6 million on Sassafras Street. With this new agreement, we have a platform to move forward. Again, I want to acknowledge the importance of this 10-year agreement with our airline partners as well as our combined $500 million commitment to support transportation enhancements in and around San Diego International Airport. And with that, I'd like to thank you again for joining us today, and I'd like to introduce our San Diego Mayor, Kevin Faulkner.
Thank you, Kim. Thank you. Good morning. Good morning. Yeah. Whose did I just do this to? Can you still hear me? Whoever that is? I'll check. I do not mind. I'm full service. I can do everything. How's that? Do you hear that? All right. I try harder. Good morning. This is a great spot. We need something like this. Kim, thank you, and good morning to everyone. This has been really a regional effort over the last year, and that's why today's announcement is very important for not just the city of San Diego, but the entire region. And this is a landmark deal between the San Diego County Airport Authority and the airline partners. A lot of discussions have been going on, particularly over the last several months, to make this announcement possible, and what this announcement means in terms of transportation and connecting our airport. This is going to improve airport connectivity in a big way, and it's going to help us achieve our long-term transportation goals. And that's what we've been looking at for a long time, not just for the next couple years, but as Kim just said, into the decades beyond. And that's why this agreement is so important. Look, this airport is incredibly important, a gateway to the world, particularly to our biggest trading partners in Mexico and the Pacific Rim. We are a great city and region and a place to visit and a great place to do business, in large part because of this international airport, and why we need to continue to invest, and why this announcement is so, as I said, I'm very not just optimistic, but it's going to be so important to finally make the connections that I feel very, very strongly about. In fact, a couple of statistics here. Visitors who travel to San Diego by air spend more than $5 billion annually in economic impact. And that's why it is critical that we invest in that transportation to make getting to the airport easier and more efficient. It's no secret that getting to the airport by public transit has not been working very well for decades. And whether you're sitting in traffic or using public transport, getting to the airport has been an issue that we need to fix. I often joke, as you've heard me say, that you can see the airport from the trolley and you can wave to it as you go by, but it hasn't been connected. And so this is our opportunity. We can do better. We will do better. And this agreement is an incredibly important step in that direction. It does provide, as you've heard both April and Kim say, $500 million in new major funding for transportation and transit improvements to move forward. $165 million exclusively for traffic improvements to remove those 40,000 cars a day off Harbor Drive. It's going to make it easier for everyone. And most importantly, I think, that includes that $350 million for mobility connections outside of our airport footprint and surrounding areas. It comes at the right time. This funding is part of a golden opportunity to make a transformative change to our entire region's transportation network. And as I think many of you know, I recently brought together our regional partners to explore transportation solutions that benefit our entire region. And our goal is to develop concrete plans to build what some of the greatest cities in the world already have and what we deserve here in San Diego. We will create a transportation hub to finally connect the trolley to the airport. It's long overdue. This is how we make it happen. And working together with all of our regional partners is how we are going to do that. We are known as a region that works very, very well together. And this agreement is going to help bring the vision, the reality together. Everybody from the Airport Authority, SANDAG, MTS, all of our cities in our region, we all share what this airport means to us. Let's connect it. Let's make it stronger. Let's make it easier for folks to get to San Diego and to travel. And so by doing this, by continuing to work together, and I want to thank everybody at the Airport Authority, our chair, executive director, and all of our airline partners. These discussions were incredibly important. These are real dollars. They're going to make a huge difference to make sure this vision becomes reality. So as mayor, I'm very excited. This is about investing in our region and in our economy. So I can't wait for us to, as I said, turn these plans into reality, to make it happen. Our success will be gauged by how quickly we can move and get some of these projects agreement and then across the finish line. And I, for one, am ready to push very, very hard and very, very strongly to make that happen. So thank you all for being here. Again, to the Airport Authority and particularly our airport partners, thank you. Thank you for working so closely together. This is incredibly important for our San Diego region. Am I supposed to introduce our MTS chair, my friend and colleague, who not only serves as chair of MTS, but City Council President, City of San Diego, Georgette Gomez. Georgette?
Thank you. Let me put this down a little bit shorter. This is exciting, actually. I'm really excited to be here. Thank you, Kim, for reaching out and inviting me to participate in this press conference as the council president, but also more importantly right now as the chair of MTS. I'm extremely excited to be part of this huge announcement that as Kim was describing the details, I wanted to be clapping because this is huge for all of us, right? So let's make sure that we embrace it to be able to get the agreement with the airline partners. I believe I heard $500 million, right? I don't want to say $1 billion, or maybe I should say $1 billion. Did I hear $1 billion? I'm just joking. No, $500 million to invest in an issue that really we've been trying to move forward, which is improve the mobility in our airport and how people get in and how people get out. It's a huge thing. We're talking about bringing transit to the airport. We're talking about incorporating bike lanes into the airport. We're talking about making the flow better for vehicles to come in and out. That's huge. Actually having a plan and having dollars behind it to implement a complete street plan normally doesn't happen, right? We constantly talk about how do we get it done, but to actually have funding, to once we have that plan, to insert it right away to make it happen. That's just amazing. So I really want to acknowledge the partners for investing in San Diego and really believing that as the 8th largest city, it is time that we take our city to the next level. And this is part of that. So thank you for that. It's going to make a huge difference for the people that are coming in to enjoy our beautiful San Diego, and a huge difference for San Diegans that are trying to get out to somewhere else. But also, let's remember, this is the Airport Authority is a huge employer. There's over 9,000 people that are coming in every single day. So if we can make their commute better, that's a huge success. So let's not forget about them. And as the mayor reminded us, this is a huge economic opportunity for our region, but it's also a huge opportunity to do better for our climate. This will help our climate action plans that all our cities have adopted. So I really want to make sure that I acknowledge that as well. And I just want to thank the Airport Authority for stepping up and being a real, true partner in this endeavor and how we're going to move our city to the next level. And this is part of that. So thank you for inviting me to participate in this amazing announcement. I want to thank Southwest Airlines and every other airline that is part of this. This is the right thing to do for San Diego. So thank you so much. And I believe we have someone from Southwest Airlines to share a few words. Thank you.
Well, good morning. As usually is the case, it's another beautiful day in San Diego. And it's a great day for Southwest Airlines and the San Diego County Regional Airport Authority and the millions of customers that we serve together. So just thank you all for the partnership very much. I'd like to thank Mayor Faulkner, City Council President Georgette Gomez, Airport Authority Chairwoman April Bowling, and President and CEO Kim Becker. We really appreciate the partnership here, and hopefully that's on display as we share the news this morning. This project is going to bring a much-needed improvement to transportation and transit infrastructure to this dynamic and growing region. Since 1982, Southwest Airlines has been providing friendly, reliable, low-cost air travel to San Diego in order to connect you, our customers, to what's important in your lives, and we take pride in doing that. We are proud to serve more customers and offer more nonstop flights than any other airline here in San Diego, and we're also committed to this community and the regional economy. The agreement that we are announcing today will make it easier and more convenient for both our customers and our employees to access San Diego International Airport. And in addition to the improvements announced today, the planned replacement of Terminal 1 will significantly improve the airport experience with more seating, more restaurant options, and additional security checkpoint lanes. I'm sure things that all of you flying through Terminal 1 can relate to. Importantly, the agreement reached also enables these vital upgrades in a manner that will allow Southwest to continue to offer low fares that help spur business and leisure travel alike to this region. So on behalf of Southwest and the entire airlines, we look forward to serving the people of San Diego with a better experience, more convenience, and more choice for travelers. Thank you.
Thank you, my man.
Right. Thank you all for coming, and there will be the availability of all of us for one-on-one questions and conversations at this time. Thank you.